Hey everybody, welcome to Unlocking the Magic. You're listening to episode 258. Bruce and I are going to list our top 5 attractions in Magic Kingdom.
Yes, we haven't done one of these in a very long time, since maybe the first 10 or 15 episodes. And a lot of folks, when we put on our Facebook page, hey, what kind of episode should we do? Or what are you looking to do? And they want to get back to these top ones.
Yeah.
And they always change.
They do always change.
Like my top 5 attractions in any park are never the same no matter when you do a show.
I feel like yours always change, actually, now that I think about that.
They do. Mine always change based on my last trip.
Yeah. But I have to say...
Sorry, I was reaching for something over here.
You okay?
I'm good.
I have to say, you did a recent post on Facebook, and I realized that those were not in any specific order. Like,
oh, that's right.
You did top 5 attractions in Magic Kingdom. You listed mine, first of all, and you didn't list them right. Like, you literally came up to me one day. Bruce comes up to me and he's like, hey, what are your top 5 attractions in Magic Kingdom? And I started just randomly listing them. I didn't realize he was like writing them down anywhere. So I was like, all of a sudden, the next day I see this post. I'm like, what? Oh, okay.
By the way, welcome to Unlocking the Magic. This podcast, we do this show every week. We also are going to be putting these shows over on our YouTube channel.
YouTube.
So go subscribe to that, Unlocking the Magic on YouTube. We had a word of the show last week. A word of the show was humidity. I don't know why it was humid. Oh, because we were talking about, that was one of the things I wanted to do, was be humid. So anyway, we said email us.
It's a little awkward.
Kind of a joke. Email us, and the first person that emails us with the keyword humidity wins a t-shirt. We had like 78 people email us in like the first hour. So we'll announce the winner. Stay tuned. Maybe towards the end or in the middle of the show, we're going to announce the winner of the free t-shirt. And at the end of this episode, we're also going to announce how you can have another chance to win a free Unlocking the Magic t-shirt of your choice, whether you're on Team Talks or Team Tonga, or you want the Unlocking the Magic one. Stay tuned. We'll announce how you can do that. We got to go through the show and see what the keyword of the show is.
Yeah, it could be anything. You know, we just make it up as we go along.
Pretty much anything that we say multiple times.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whatever the focus of the show is today.
Yeah. I just realized we're recording for YouTube and I was looking into the wrong area. Like, I wasn't looking at the camera. Whoops.
That's fine.
And I thought I was. That's so awkward when you think you're looking into the camera and you're totally not.
They're going to think somebody's standing behind the camera looking at you and you're like, what are you, who is Connie looking at?
It's like I'm being interviewed.
All right, well, let's get on to these. By the way, thank you for listening. Let's get on to these 5 top attractions in the Magic Kingdom.
Okay, here we go.
5 to 1. We're going to start with number 5 and then work our way to the top.
That was a little hint, by the way. Here we go. Number 5. Peter Pan's Flight. Inspired by Walt Disney's.
I'm out.
Oh, okay. Can I finish? This one is inspired by Walt Disney's animated classic back in 1953. It's a classic ride. But I realize I'm always begging you to go on, Bruce. But I realized today when we were recording, like I was writing down my notes, I realized it's because you've never seen the movie.
I don't think I've ever seen the full movie. I've seen bits and pieces of the movie, but I don't know if I've ever seen the whole movie from beginning to end.
You've never... I think you're confusing Peter Pan animated movie with that movie Hook with... What's the actor's name? Robin Williams? Yes. How do you know what I'm going to say? That's hilarious. 2 different movies, by the way.
Same team.
So can we like sit down together as a family one day and watch Peter Pan? Maybe you'll have a whole new appreciation of this attraction.
Wait a second. That's not why it's not in my top 5.
I think you have to love the movie.
I love that attraction. I think it's a really good attraction. It's cute. The way that you fly through the air over London and you see all the different scenes of the movie. I really enjoy that attraction. What I don't like about that attraction, which deters me from going on, is the 7-hour wait.
So is this not your number 5? Just so I'm clear. Because like I listed my 5. I didn't know
if you took all wait times out of the equation, this would be on my top 5. But if you don't, I'm going to throw Pirates in there. Probably number 5 for me. Okay. I like Pirates of the Caribbean. The wait's always manageable.
Yeah.
And there's just something about that dark ride and you're on the boat in the story of pirates. So for me, my number 5 is going to be Pirates.
Okay.
Of the Caribbean. The Caribbean.
Back to Peter Pan's Flight. I think it's the coolest thing ever to fly in your own pirate ship. Like it was hard because Pirates of the Caribbean is actually not on my list, which is weird when I really think about it, because I really love that film. All the movies. I'm obsessed with Captain Jack Sparrow. But when I thought about my top 5, I know that Peter Pan's Flight is something that when we skip, I feel sad, because to me, it's like this attraction that's so visually just incredible. And it was one of the attractions that I remember taking all of the kids. There's no height requirement. So I remember that feeling of being on this attraction and the way that you sort of fly through Neverland and over London. It makes you feel like it's almost thrilling in some parts. Like, I know that sounds silly because it's not really like a thrilling attraction, but like I remember having some like that feeling like, wow, I'm actually enjoying myself. It's not like a baby ride and I have my kids with me and we're all enjoying this together. So to me, it's that sort of whole package of what makes me love this attraction so much.
My favorite part of the attraction is flying over the city of London and seeing the lights of little cars driving on the streets.
Yeah, that's the best, isn't it?
It is. Like, listen, I love that attraction. I'm not going to say that I don't like it.
Yeah.
I do. It's a great one. Especially if you have younger kids, like 10 and under. It's perfect for them. Flying through the air. You're going over these different scenes from the movie.
Yeah.
And it's not super long, but it's not super quick.
Yeah.
So
but you know what I like is that you get to feel like Peter Pan in some ways, and it reminds me, you said if you have kids 10 and under, but it reminds me that you never have to grow up. Like that's why I want you to watch the movie, because then you would know like why I love it so much.
Or let's pause this and go watch it.
Okay. But as a side note, I gotta say that is my number 5 as my top. We're gonna start 5
to 1.
5 to 1. Yes. But I love if you said, would you rather Disneyland's version or Walt Disney World? I'm going to choose Disneyland, mainly because the attraction in Disneyland was part of opening day 1955, and it was something that Walt himself had hands on. So that kind of that nostalgia also brings the attraction more up in the scale. But either way, I love them both. So
I'm with you.
Number 5, mine is Peter Pan. Bruce's Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
And I think somebody posted like, no, not about Peter Pan. It was a different one. Like, how could that be in your top 5?
I know I'm going to get a lot. I'm going to get called out on a lot of mine, because I don't think a lot of people are going to get why. Like, we did one about Animal Kingdom, which we'll do another show, but I know that I got called out on that. It's like, there are reasons, people, I promise.
Listen, here's the thing about top 5s. They're all subjective.
Right.
And they're all for each individual.
Yeah.
Like some little kids, Everest can't be in their top 5 because they're not big enough to go on.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah, so you should never get called out, or no one should ever talk about your favorite attraction.
It's fine to get called out.
It's your favorite attractions. Who else is to say what your favorite attractions are?
All right, number 4. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
It's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Carousel of Progress.
Now, this is probably going to get called out on a lot of people.
You think?
Not the diehards.
Because, I mean, it is long.
Not that it's long, but I feel like it's perceived as one of those attractions that you go on and you rest on.
Well, let's be honest, right? It's an attraction that you can pretty much get on at any time. They have air conditioning. So you're in this like cozy theater. And I know that even though I love it, when we get out of this, I know that after 20 minutes or so from the attraction, I'm like wiped out. It's like we're sitting too long. It's almost like when we go to the movies. It doesn't matter what time of day we go to the movies. When I'm done with with watching a movie, I'm like so exhausted.
By the way,
yeah,
I should do a top 5 attractions to sneak Joffrey's on.
Oh God,
because this is definitely on there.
This is going to be the top 5.
Single string backpack.
Yeah,
hide that in the shirt. Snack. It's dark in there. Snack in a Joffrey's, and you're good to go.
Perfect. This is not the reason why I love this attraction.
Oh. Well, maybe it's the reason I love it.
Okay. We're not sneaking drinks in this attraction. This is a classic.
I know we're not.
This is literally what's going to make us banned from.
If you're on YouTube right now, you've seen me wink a whole lot.
Oh my gosh. Well, this one is...
Wait, but they're going to ban us for that?
Yeah, you're not supposed to bring drinks. It's like a theater with like classic...
I thought it was like one of those things where it's not like...
It's frowned upon, but
frowned upon, yes.
No, you're not supposed to bring drinks into this one.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to run really technically either. And a lot of people are running in there.
Skipping is that running? Anyway.
No, definitely not. Skipping's allowed.
Well, the reasons why I love this attraction is mainly because I love nostalgia. I think that if you listen to the show, you probably get that by now about me. But I think also it's a little bit of the fact that it's inspiring. Like A Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow, although that song does get stuck in your head for the whole day, it's a fun jingle. Like, it's fun to know that the best is yet to come, and having that feeling is always just, it's motivating, right? That, and I love nostalgia, and I do think I was born in the wrong era. Like, when they're passing through like the 40s, the 30s, 40s, 50s, I'm like, oh man, I wish I was a teenager or an adult back then. That looked really fun.
If you don't have nostalgia for this attraction, you have to go to YouTube right now or over to our Instagram page, which is Unlocking the Magic Podcast, and scroll down to a video of Walt and the Sherman Brothers singing It's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow.
Yep.
That will get you pumped for the attraction. And there's another video where Walt kind of walks you through the different scenes and talks about the audio animatronics that are involved and how the Carousel of Progress was created. And if you watch those two things, you will have a much different appreciation for the Carousel of Progress, and you're going to see it in a whole different light, and it will make it to your top 5 for sure after those two things. You have to go watch that. If you don't like Carousel of Progress, but you haven't watched those two videos, stop right now what you're doing and go do what I just said.
Time out and listen to Bruce.
Yes.
That's a first.
Both those videos are on our Instagram page. Go over Unlocking the Magic on podcast. While you're there, hit the like button and follow.
Please.
But those two videos are there, and I'm telling you, you will have a much different appreciation for this attraction when you watch those two things.
So is that your number 4?
That is on my list for sure.
Okay.
Number 4. I'm going to go with you. I'm just going to go with your list.
Okay.
All right? It's going to make a whole lot quicker podcast and a lot easier.
Doesn't it just make things a lot easier for you just by listening to what I say?
I'm going to go with your list, except for the number 5. I'm going to swap in Pirates of the Caribbean versus Peter Pan.
You know, it's funny. It's like when we're down there, you're like, what are our like you feel like I feel like I pretend to give you some control, but then I control it all. It's like, oh yeah, we have fast pass for Peter Pan's flight.
I don't get to control anything.
No.
I get to kind of control, like, if we take the monorail or the boat.
Yeah.
And sometimes not even that.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I'll let you decide.
That's true. I don't get to decide either.
But what else about that attraction do you love? I mean, the music, I think that you're so right about watching the Sherman Brothers and really understanding the history of that. But just the technology, what we've evolved, like, it's incredible to me to watch where we started. And it's really not that long ago when you think about it. I love seeing the knob and tube wiring, which is hilarious. That it's so funny because it was, I mean, when people see knob and tube wiring right now in homes, they freak, but it was like the biggest thing back then. And just the whole evolution, like, it's cool to see. Not only that, but it's a moving, revolving theater. Like, what else can you say?
I think about the technology involved, and it's 2020 now, and you go on that and you're like, oh, look at those people moving and talking to the words, and there's nobody there acting. It's all audio animatronics, and you're like, that was built so many years ago.
Yeah.
Like, imagine that technology when it first came out, how ahead of its time it really was.
No, I'm not even the auto animatronics. I was really thinking, like, how we evolved. Like, that's what I see in the attraction. Not so much the auto animatronics are cool, but I just think, like, it's so cool to see how we've evolved from, putting ice in an ice box, to, like, what we maybe take for granted nowadays.
Even that last scene is so outdated now.
Well, I like that last
compared
scene.
to what we are in now, but it's like almost like the era we grew up in.
The 80s or whatever?
80s, 90s, yeah.
Yeah. I love the last scene is like, that is my childhood right there. Like, my childhood dream right there in one scene, basically. So that's definitely always on our must do. It doesn't matter how many times we've seen it and watch the attraction. Even the kids really like it. Like, I'm surprised kind of because, again, you said we were going to get called out on this one. A lot of people don't like it, or they say it's boring, or it's a good place to cool off or sleep even, which, yes and no. I mean,
I've been known to half pay attention.
There are times. We all have our moments.
Yeah.
But it's a fun attraction. Okay.
All right, let's go to number 3.
Number 3, one word, Constance, Haunted Mansion. I mean, is there anything better? I'm surprised this actually didn't make my number one. This was hard. I feel like from 3 down, it's like all a wash. Like I'm tied on all of them.
I think every attraction in the Magic Kingdom could be in a top 5.
Yeah.
I don't think there's one attraction. I mean, maybe a couple, actually.
Yeah, maybe.
There's a few. But for the majority of the attractions, you could, if you said to me, a top 5.
What are we saying to you?
Listen, here's what you're going to say to me.
All right, go.
Bruce, Big Thunder Mountain, Splash Mountain, and name me 3 other attractions randomly.
Yeah.
And that's my top 5. I'd be like, you know what? That's not a bad top 5.
Well, that's when you asked me what my top 5 were the other day or whatever before you posted it on Facebook. That's what I was doing. You were like, give me your top 5. And I was like, well, Haunted Mansion, Peter Pan, like.
See, I was insinuating when someone says to me, give me your top 5.
Yeah.
I'm not going to randomize it. I'm going to make it very in order. Like, all right, here's my top 5. It's either 1st to 5th or 5th to 1st.
I don't ever know what goes on in your mind sometimes when you ask me questions. To be quite honest, like I don't even know. Okay, so Haunted Mansion. Yeah.
From now on, when I say give me a top 5,
actually list top 5.
Number them for me.
I'll do that.
We'll save a lot of confusion that way.
All right. So we were on number 3, right?
Yeah, Haunted Mansion, you said.
Yeah, so Haunted Mansion. In all seriousness, besides Constance, because I know that's like spooky, what I really love about this one is that it's not only, it starts off spooky, right? But then it's just like, it turns into this fun party at the end. And, you guys know how much I love parties.
I think the spookiest part of this attraction is like the anticipation of getting on.
Yes.
Once you're on, it's not very spooky.
Well, I think once you're past.
Just dark.
Well, once you're past that scene, so as you enter the mansion and you're passing the hallways, right? After the hallways, it's sort of, that's when the party atmosphere and it livens up, and the ghosts come out to dance and celebrate. I think that's when it turns and the music comes on. And
that once you get out of the expanding room, the stretching room, that's when the kids start to get not afraid. That can be a little scary in there.
No, I think it's beyond that. I think it's after the stretching room and then.
I think the stretching room is where all the kids start to cry because it gets dark at the end.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, that's.
At least for our kids, that's where they were the most afraid of. Once you get out of that room, they're like, okay, we're out of it.
We're out of it. We're okay. We're okay.
Whew, made it.
I think that that's a good point because that's the one thing I've been thinking about a lot lately is that not only so that you don't have to listen to all the screaming kids, Bruce, but I really want families to enjoy this attraction together. And I feel like that room or that leading up to it, even just walking up to the queue is kind of spooky too. And the music playing, like I want families to be able to enjoy this. And there's a lot of kids that are still scared of that attraction. So I was trying to think back of like when our kids were younger and like how we got them to go on this. And I feel like that's something I want to try to share on the show in the future.
It's
tips on how to conquer your fear.
It is one of the attractions too where it feels like everybody's a part of it and everybody has to like say the words when you're in that stretching room. Like there's never a point where you're in the stretching room and everybody's quiet.
Yeah.
They're always like talking along with it or at the end when the guy laughs, they're always laughing or
occasionally you do get some adults, not naming any names.
To scream?
To scream at the end when it gets dark in that stretching room. I may have done it once. Sorry.
Yeah, if you ever see Connie in public, here's a good trick. Yeah. Other than gorillas. Well, maybe that's the key word. Maybe gorillas is the key word of the show.
No, that's not going to be the key word.
She gets really jumpy. It's so easy for us to like, she'll literally know we're around the corner.
Okay, can we not hop out of the corner and
please? Just go, woo.
Okay.
She's like, ah.
We're over that.
Pretty fun.
I'm just saying that sometimes you get that person to scream in the group and then it unfortunately frightens those kids even more, like the ones that are like just holding on by the skin of their teeth trying to make it on. I feel so bad after. I'm like, oh man, why did I just scream? But it is fun. Like it's fun to feel that moment and that energy and just be part of it. So I don't know. I was just thinking a lot about that lately and trying to help others get over their fear because it is such a fun attraction. And again, it's like any height requirement. So it's like that to me, when you can go to Walt Disney World and enjoy yourself. And I'm talking like, I remember going to Disney and I was pregnant one year and I was bummed because I didn't know what to go on. I thought maybe it would be boring because I wouldn't be able to go. And no, you can like actually have fun.
Well, here, before you get on to number 2,
Okay.
I'm going to announce the winner for the t-shirt.
Already?
Yep.
This was from last week's show.
This is from last week. So last week's word was humidity. And we said email us.
You were serious. I
kind of wasn't, but I had to take it seriously because we got so many emails. But
yeah.
Here we go. We're going to give a t-shirt away. Ashley Barr.
It's actually Ashley Capone. Her email is Ashley Barr.
Oh, all right. Well, Ashley Capone, you win. She emailed us.
Read the show notes, Bruce.
Sorry.
Read the show notes.
She emailed us literally right as the show came out. She was the first one.
Yes.
We got 427 emails from people who emailed the word humidity, so I apologize. Stay tuned. After we give our top 5, we will have another way for you to win a t-shirt from this episode. But congratulations, Ashley Capone. Thank you so much for emailing us.
Okay.
Back to the list.
All right. Number 2. Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover, or I like just to say it, People Mover.
By the way, Connie?
Yes.
My number 3 is Haunted Mansion.
Oh,
Thanks for asking.
Sorry, you said back to the list, so I thought we were moving on.
Okay.
My bad. Anything you want to add about the Haunted Mansion that I haven't already shared?
Now let's go.
Okay. So the People Mover. Leisurely voyage through Tomorrowland. What could be better? It's narrated. It's a futuristic feeling type of an attraction. It goes through the behind the scenes of Space Mountain, one of my all-time favorite attractions. And the best, I think, is seeing the architectural model of Progress City, which was the prototype for Epcot, which I think a lot of people don't see maybe, but keep an eye out for it, because not only is the just scenery all around on this attraction so fun, but you do get a little bit of that glimpse into the past, which is always fun.
My favorite part of this attraction is when it goes pitch black and I sneak right up to you real close and I go, whoop.
We're going there
6 times in a row.
Okay.
Like 6 times in a row. You just every time you get frightened.
Yeah.
It's literally the best part of my day.
Maybe that's what I should try out for, is like scary films.
Yeah, you should, because you'd be great at that. Like, there's no even acting involved.
There
You're
isn't. There's
genuinely scared.
every time, yeah.
By the way, 2 of my 5 top attractions to sneak Joffreys and snacks are on this list right here. And this
perfect.
This is number 2 on the list.
This is number 2.
Yeah.
Which, you know what?
Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover.
What is up with, so there's this thing going around that says, I survived People Mover. Do People Mover, is it scary? Like, why is it?
I think it's a joke.
Well, like, what does it mean?
It's like having a t-shirt, which we should create, that says, I made it onto the Carousel of Progress.
It's a joke?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought people actually found it to be really scary.
What?
Like, that's why. Like, going on the moving...
I mean, I have no idea. I'm assuming that it's a joke. I'm creating a shirt that I made it onto the Carousel of Progress.
Like, the moving walkway is legit. Like, that's tough. If you're not, like, used to that kind of thing. It goes quickly. Like, I get stressed out when we have to get out. Like, when it's over. I'm like, dang it. How am I going to do this? Got to worry about Bruce's drink.
You don't have to worry about that. I got that under control.
Okay.
I'm a sneaker. I'm a drink sneaker on the attraction professional.
Yeah. Okay.
It could literally be my second career. No one's ever going to catch me.
Okay. Perfect. Anyway, I love this.
I'm like 007 when I'm sneaking drinks on the attractions.
Yeah. I'm so glad you're proud of this one thing that is very, very much frowned upon. And I don't want to say it's illegal, but it's not allowed.
It's not illegal. Come on, that's stretching it.
Okay. It's
and I'm very
not allowed.
Listen, I don't leave wrappers. I don't leave crumbs. I throw my trash in the trash barrel.
Yeah.
Or the garbage can, however you call it,
It
wherever you
doesn't
are.
say you can't have a drink in your bag.
I
It says you shouldn't have a drink in your hand, right?
I'm not having a 7-course meal, but sometimes I do get a little hungry and I want a drink.
What do you love about the People Mover other than that?
I don't like anything about it, actually.
Seriously?
It's the only thing I like about it.
You know what I love is that, again, I'm picking an attraction that the whole family can enjoy. I have pictures of our youngest on there. Actually, our oldest. We have her. It was like, I'll never forget it. I have to dig up that picture. But
I'm trying to look if it's in the office here.
Do you remember this? So this
sitting
was
down
years ago.
By herself.
She was. We propped her up, and she was sitting by herself, and she was so proud that she was able to sit up by herself on this attraction. Of course, like I had she was like within arm's reach, but just thought like that moment was unforgettable together as a family, and really just going through, and it's just quick enough where your hair kind of flies through the wind, and you just feel that breeze, and it's just beautiful.
For me, it's the perfect mix of people watching. park watching, where you get to see if there's anything new happening in the park, or you get to like a bird's eye view kind of because you're up high. Obviously, you get to take a break and enjoy your snack and your beverage. Oh, God. And the other thing that I enjoy is that they don't like squeeze you in with your whole family. You know, if there's 5 of us, like the kids can go in one and we can go in one on our own.
You know, it's funny.
Even though every time I say to the people, I'm like, say you're alone. I don't ever want to say there's an opportunity if it's real busy for them to sneak us in. I'm like, you guys say 3 and we'll say 2.
Just so you know, we literally.
If you say 5, I'm going to say I don't know you.
Right. Oh, we do that every time.
5, I don't know them. What?
I'm surprised that our kids haven't tried that trick where we've seen younger kids do it, where they've said that they're a party of 1, and they've gone on. Like, we've seen kids on their own little vehicle by themselves.
I'm going to try that next time.
What, sir?
I'm a party of 1. Yes. Nobody ever will catch me.
All 5 of us just get our own.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
I don't know if it's just because it was not that busy or how those kids got away with it, but clearly they were related. I think they were twins, actually. Or maybe the cast member was feeling nice. I don't know. I haven't seen
What is the cast member going to say? No, you look just like her.
Excuse me. That can't be right. Maybe. Are they allowed to?
No.
Are they allowed to say no? Are they allowed to say no?
I'm sure it's at their discretion. But it goes pretty quick.
But you never...
Like the line moves fast, and it's a constant moving line. So
right. That's funny. You look too alike to not be related.
Get out. Your sisters. Get on there together. You're not tricking me.
It goes through, it goes through Buzz Lightyear, Space Rage and Spin. But I think my favorite part is, number 1 is going through Space Mountain, but also that part where, and I'm still dreaming for this to actually come to fruition someday, but you go through a scene where there's a woman getting her hair done. She's like at a hair salon, but it's like just all computerized. And she's just sitting there in the chair, and it's like everything's getting done. She's getting ready. And that's like my dream right there. Not having to do it myself and nor having to go to the salon. Is there anything more awkward than being in a salon chair?
No, I
hate it.
I don't know. If you know me or you see me on YouTube, you know I have no idea what that's like.
Even though I love talking, I hate the small talk on a salon chair.
Yeah, small talk is, you know what it is with small talk?
Yeah.
Here's what happens to me.
Okay.
I'm always trying to figure out how to end the conversation and leave.
Well, we know that about you, but there's just something about...
Does anybody else do that?
I don't know, but there's something about somebody working on me. Like, I know I'm a work in progress. Like, it's a lot, right? Like, it takes a lot just to look presentable. So, like, I know that, and I'm self-conscious about it. And as they're doing whatever they're doing, like, they're talking to me about things that I know they don't really want to know about. And I'm just like, I just want to go. So, yeah, I love that part of the people mover.
All right, well, that's number 2. What's your number 1?
All right. Here we go. I think a lot of you that listen to the show will already know what my number 1 is, and it's no surprise, but my number 1 is Space Mountain.
This has got to be number 1 on a majority of people's lists.
Do you think?
That's your number 1.
I think my love for space travel began before I rode this attraction, believe it or not.
Do you travel in space often?
I do travel in space often. My parents took me to Kennedy Space Center when I was really little, and I remember feeling so inspired and so cool. I remember leaving and I wanted to be an astronaut. Like, I literally remember that. And then it wasn't until a few years after that I actually got to ride Space Mountain. I was with my cousin, and back then you could see the rockets, like the queue was open, so you could see the rockets fly above you. That's the only thing, by the way, I think I would want to change about the attraction. Like, I wish they would bring it back old school like that. But I remember waiting forever and just having this feeling like I was actually feeling what I was about to feel what like an astronaut feels.
It does have a cool vibe inside. Like, you would think not necessarily what an astronaut feel like, because you have that big suit on and the helmet. And,
than that,
the other people that are with the astronaut might feel like that,
right? Other than that, but I remember feeling like I'm not so sure why I didn't ride back when I visited Walt Disney World with my parents. Maybe I was too nervous to go alone. I don't think my dad at the time wanted to go with me, or I don't know if I wasn't tall enough. But I remember visiting Kennedy Space Center first and then going to Walt Disney World. And the first time I experienced it was with my cousins. And one of them, I think I've mentioned this before, kind of saw the rocket flying above us and chickened out.
Yeah, I know him.
He ran outside.
He's still the same way.
He was like 5 years older than me. And I was like, what? You're chickening out? Like, what? But I remember I mean, after I wrote it, it was like, then it just sealed the deal. Like the queue alone was amazing, but then after writing it, I was like obsessed, and I still very much am obsessed with it.
This is one of those attractions that our family can go on 27 times in a row.
Except when it's in the dark. Like they do these things with the after our events where they darken the entire attraction, and I rode in my equilibrium, like my brain it was having a tough time. Like when I got off, I was very, very, I had emotions. I had a blast, but I was suffering from motion sickness.
I've never been on there when it was like, people have said that the lights have turned on when they were in there. I've never been in there when the lights have turned on.
They've been like dim.
Yeah, but never like good enough for me to see. My eyesight must be bad.
Yeah, you should probably.
I still couldn't see anything.
Yeah, it's good. Actually, the D23 shared a post recently with a gallery celebrating 45 intergalactic years of Space Mountain at Walt Disney World with this totally retro gallery. So they have these old photos of Space Mountain, and it's the coolest thing ever.
We'll put some of those in the show notes.
Am I the only one who I'm looking at the rocket?
Yes.
Okay, I'm looking at the rocket right now. And for some reason, when I think back to when I was little riding this attraction, maybe it was just because I was so tiny at the time, but I remember like lying down. And I guess that was not true. Like you're always sitting up.
I feel like if you're in the front seat,
I'm looking at all these pictures.
you have the ability to like scooch up a little if you're small. Because our kids kind of do that too. Like our youngest, if she's in the front spot, she always has her legs like stretched out, and she's always kind of leaned back a little.
Okay, maybe that's the feeling.
So not necessarily like laying down, but you definitely like more leaned back than me, who's squished in there like something that's really squished in there.
Yeah, I remember sort of being backwards.
Because you always kind of want to look up too.
Oh, maybe that's why. I don't know. That's the memory that I have when I was younger, and I'm looking at these photos, and the outfits are amazing. The attractions are. It's just so fun to go in the past and look at the blast from the past.
Well, sadly, I didn't get to do that.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks for rubbing it in.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, that was my number one all-time favorite attraction. Until this day, it still gives me that same feeling. I love going on this with the kids, and it's just so much fun. And actually, the last few times we've gone, the kids, our kids, know how much Mom loves it. They actually let me sit in the front, which is like, that's when I know they love me.
That's true.
Like they let Mom take the best seat in the house, and it doesn't go unnoticed. Let's just say.
All right. Well, let's recap.
Okay.
Number 5, Peter Pan's Flight. Number 4,
which
Carousel
is mine, not
Progress.
yours.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt.
Just reading the list.
Okay.
Number 3, Haunted Mansion.
Yes.
Number 2, Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover, rather.
Say it right. That helps.
Sorry.
Okay.
And then number 1, Space Mountain, of course.
Number 1, Space Mountain.
We all knew that.
You think?
Yeah.
Everyone knew that?
We all knew that.
Okay, sorry.
But
I do have my I love the smell of rocket fuel in the morning mug. I got this actually at the Kennedy Space Center.
Well, that's not Disney.
It's NASA.
That's true.
Come on, NASA.
It is space.
Feel the love. Okay, go ahead.
But anyway,
yeah.
Word of the show.
Yes.
So here's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you to our sponsor, Kingdom Strollers. Go check out kingdomstrollers.com if you're looking for a carriage for your trip. Go to kingdomstrollers.com. They have a whole bunch of varieties. Please stick to the single one, not the double wide. Thank you so much.
The double wide, somebody messaged us about it being like, have you ever tried to navigate one of those long ones? And I gotta say, after she posted that, I forget who it was, I'm sorry. But I was like, you're right. Those double ones are a lot easier to maneuver. But like,
sometimes you got to do things for other people, not just yourself, lady.
Bruce.
Yes.
You don't have to talk to me that way.
I am. I'm talking to you. You got to think of other people.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Okay. I'm kidding, by the way.
All right. God.
But anyway, kingdomstrollers.com. Thank you so much for supporting the show.
Yeah.
Word of the show. Here's what you got to do.
Here we go.
So
what is the word of the show?
The word of the show is gorilla.
Oh, no, it's not. We already established that. That's rude.
Listen, you got to pick the list. I get to pick the word of the show.
Fine.
Don't put any pictures of gorillas. Just with the word gorilla. Here's what you got to do to win a t-shirt.
I'm quitting.
You don't have to be the first one today. Go over to our YouTube channel. Leave a comment with the keyword, which is gorilla, on this video for the top 5 Magic Kingdom attractions. And we will select one person. You got to subscribe to our channel as well. And we'll pick one person to win a free t-shirt of your choice next week on the show. So one more time. The keyword is gorilla.
The keyword is Connie's quitting after today.
Gorilla over on our YouTube channel. Leave it as a comment and subscribe to our channel, and we'll pick one person to win a free t-shirt.
No comment.
All right, good. Sorry about that, but listen, that's what you got. You got to pick the list. I gave you that.
I opened up and told you my darkest secrets, and you shared it with the world. So
you know how you get over your fears?
Well, how's that?
You face them.
Oh my god.
With the keyword gorilla.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Go follow us on Instagram. By the way, if you want to go check out the videos for the Carousel of Progress, like I mentioned, go follow us on Instagram, Unlocking the Magic Podcast. The videos are there. The one of Walt with the Sherman brothers singing. That's amazing. And then also the one with Walt where he's describing in kind of going over each scene of the Carousel of Progress. Highly recommend you go check out those videos.
Okay.
That's it.
That's
if you have
advice
questions,
that I can agree with.
Yeah, unlockingthemagic.com is our website. And I think that's going to do it for me, Connie.
Well, that's great, Bruce. Thanks so much, everybody.
Don't forget that keyword, and we'll list the winner on the next episode of the show.
Bye, everybody.